Hello friends, Tech Man Pat here, and today is a completely different video. Today we are looking at what I'm holding in my hand, and it's not my Lumix camera. That review is going to probably come a lot later. No, this time we're looking at this Comica microphone. So the thing I was looking at, and before I step outside my actual home, is that this is a microphone for your camera, or actually it's got a tripod for your phone. Now unfortunately I got an iPhone XR and it has no 3.5mm jack, and I felt that using the actual adapter is probably a bit of a cheat. I will talk about it in the video, but I wanted to review something a little bit different. So the camera's got that microphone that you can see here mounted on the top here, and in fact it came with a sock. Yes, not that kind of sock, it's a wind sock. So back in the day we used to use it when filming outside. So I wanted to basically test it outside, talk about this microphone outside, and see how you guys like the quality of the audio. And as you can see, the light is going to be completely terrible. It is sunny Australia, and geez Louise, as you can see, it's damn bright. But let's talk about the actual microphone here. So first of all, it connects via 3.5mm jack, and that, well, look, it fits most things, but like I said, the iPhone doesn't have, well, the new iPhone anyway, doesn't have a 3.5mm jack, so you will need an adapter. And if you want to try and keep a nice tight sort of selfie vlogger type situation setup, then a lot of cables is kind of useless. But this setup, this right here with a camera with the actual screen coming out to the side and me talking back to it, works really well. And in fact, this is probably the best thing I've done in a while, because I've never done a vlog style video. So as you can see, there's a lot of wind. All the trees are rustling above me, as you can see in the background there. And I'm hoping that this windsock actually protects the sound and then my voice comes through cleanly. In fact, it probably won't, because I did test out the movement, and I'm moving this a little bit. You might hear some sound coming through, and there's not much of a cable actually there, so it shouldn't be making noise. But I feel that the shock mount they have on it isn't quite good enough for shock stuff. So the shock mount is not doing its job, basically. Other than that, the quality I found on the phone, I've tested it with my wife's phone. She has an old 3.5mm jack iPhone 6, and that's worked out pretty well. Unfortunately, the video quality was poor. I don't really want to include it in here, but the quality of the audio was okay-ish. I think, and I have tested it out a little bit earlier before I started this video, that this way, in fact, is actually the best way to do it, and it works really well. And the audio actually, as I can see, I can show it, I can see it tipping out at the top. You can set up a few settings on the camera to make sure it doesn't peak too high, but you also want to make sure that it picks up your voice from a distance. So if I'm just going to get a little bit closer to this microphone, you can probably hear my voice changing a bit. So what's the point of actually showing a microphone without actually showing the audio? So what I'm going to do is the audio that's going to come into this video is going to be not edited. I'm not going to raise the volume, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to leave it as it is picked up here. It is peaking at a few moments, but I want you guys to see how it controls the peak, because the actual condenser microphone in there doesn't necessarily do the peak control at all. It doesn't have a gate or anything like that, and I have a little bit of experience with sound devices, but I don't necessarily stick to these types of microphones. Usually I have ones with phantom power, and that's kind of what I usually work with. So if I move here and a little bit towards more windy areas, we might have a little bit of rustle. Now what I'm going to do is hold on to your headphones. I'm going to try and rustle this a little bit so you guys can hear that. So guys, thank you very much for watching this little interesting video, and in the bits and pieces I'm sure I'll put in some look-sees of this actual microphone, and let's just jump back into the room and talk about the use case and the price, because that, even on Amazon, is pretty expensive. Friends, hello. So I'm back from the outside. I have changed my shirt because it was probably inappropriate to have my work logo on the video, especially because they're not sponsoring my video, but they probably should. In any case, excuse the mess. We're gonna just finish talking about this Comica microphone. So this is the actual stand for it, and you can put your phone in between here and you know, basically carry it around like this, and you can have the microphone on top. But I do feel, and again, this is still using the microphone that's built in up there. My voice is traveling from here to over there. I still believe that the best use case for this is actually the camera, and I know you can potentially buy cheaper ones because this is not cheap. This is 85 Australian dollars, not American, Australian. Okay, so it's about, you know, $60 American, but it's not cheap. So the quality has to be good. So first of all, this quality. This is built pretty darn well. It's pretty sturdy. It's all about screws. There's nothing like, there's no plastic tabs exactly with this product. So I guess the main thing is that it's, yeah, built well. The actual microphone there, apart from the shock stand, which personally the design of it just doesn't work, because it's still plastic to plastic. Rope or stretchy string works so much better when you're trying to mount a microphone and have it shock proof, and it's supposed to be a little bit loose. That's rigid. So in the videos before, you might have felt or heard the noises that it makes. Now, in a room quiet with nothing else but lights and maybe some computers in the background, it sounds fine. So again, I still have the sock on because it doesn't really necessarily affect anything in the space of a room, only when there's wind. So, does the microphone work? Yes, it works really well. With the phone, it works really well. And with the camera, it works really well. Personally, I think it'll be great for people who want to record things on the go and have better sound, especially when it kind of muffles in your hand when you're holding a phone. But the movement from that shock proof thing is just not good enough to make it clean. However, when you've got a camera like so with maybe a little bit of a hand mount, as you saw, I think that would probably be more appropriate and maybe even work better. Guys, I'd have to ask you to make up your own mind on this one. I like it, and I might even continue using it on my camera for a lot more outside shots, and even maybe internally, so I don't have to hook up all sorts of other microphones here to get some decent sound. I personally think if it's connected to the camera, at least the audio is synced well. Comparably, when you have to manually sync it after the fact, there are dropped frames because of FAT32 recording on your SD card. There's a dropped frame right in between. You gotta try and make the audio sync up good enough, and that sometimes becomes problematic. So guys, thank you very much for watching, for joining me on this fantastic journey of a microphone. Hope you have enjoyed. I'll put a link below to the Amazon listing. I think you should wait for a sale when it's for less than that price. You get a nice box. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice little carry case. This is very well made. It'll be the better one out of all of them, but it is particularly expensive. But the microphone is built very well, just like the rest of this. So, would I buy it myself? Probably not. If this is gonna be your only microphone, yeah, go for it. Why not? If this is gonna be the way you're gonna be doing vlogging, you're gonna be very happy. Vlogging. Why doesn't anybody say vlogging? It sounds stupid. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, let me know what you think below, and I'll catch you in another video.